So let's first get to business here. We begin with the battle in Washington over the looming debt ceiling crisis. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy is working to build support for a bill that would raise the national borrowing limit, but it will come with some deep spending cuts.
This bill is expected to come up for a vote as soon as today. Speaker McCarthy and his top allies made changes to the legislation early this morning, days after proclaiming it was finalized. The U.S. is expected to default on its debt as early as June.
CBS News congressional correspondent Nikole Killion joins us now from Capitol Hill to talk about what's inside this deal. Nikole, always great to see you. What revisions has the House Speaker agreed to make in order to build a consensus, at least on his side of the aisle?
Yeah, well, it's notable that they made changes to begin with because we were told for days by Republican leadership that they didn't intend to make any changes to this bill, and yet we saw them toil through the night until about 4 a.m. This morning, making some tweaks to the bill. Now, these are not major changes, but it does address some of the concerns that some of their members have expressed. Most notably, one change that was made is that it implements work requirements for Medicaid beneficiaries a little quicker. It accelerates that timetable to 2024 from 2025. It also removes a repeal of certain tax breaks for biofuels. This was really a concern, particularly among Republicans in Midwestern states like Iowa, where ethanol is a big issue. And of course, these were tax breaks that were part of a clean energy package that was passed by Democrats under the Inflation Reduction Act. Of course, this bill seeks to repeal the parts of the Inflation Reduction Act, particularly some of those green tax credits. But with respect to biofuels, that was one where some of these Midwestern Republicans didn't want to see them rolled back. So Democrats, of course, seizing on that. But nonetheless, it appears that many of them now will be on board with this bill, although there are still a few skeptical members out there. So we kind of won't know until that final vote occurs, and Republican leadership really pushing to try to do this today if they can.
So, Nikole, even if the bill in its current form does get enough support to pass the House, does it have any chance in the Senate?
Well, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer has made clear this bill is going to be dead on arrival. In fact, Democrats have relabeled this bill as default on arrival, DOA, to kind of make their point that this is really a non-starter for them in the Senate or the House. I mean, you won't see House Democrats voting for this bill in any capacity. And the White House has soundly rejected the bill as well, even issuing a veto threat yesterday. They believe that there should not be any preconditions to negotiate the debt ceiling. They simply want to see a clean up or down vote.
So then, Nikole, considering Biden has agreed to veto this plan if it does reach his desk, he has also refused to negotiate on the debt ceiling period. And we all know that no matter who you agree with, the threat of defaulting, the United States defaulting on its debt, can have its own economic consequences. Is there an expectation on which side might blink first?
Well, certainly Republicans are making the argument that the White House is refusing to negotiate. The White House argues that they are willing to sit down and discuss some of the ideas, but they believe that these discussions should be separate. They believe that the debt ceiling should be lifted, again, without any preconditions, and then we can have a conversation about fiscal matters. So they're not flatly refusing to negotiate, although certainly Republicans argue that they are being stonewalled by the White House, and we continue to see the Speaker almost trolling the president, keeping account of how many days it's been since he last had the opportunity to sit down with the president.
Thanks so much, Nikole. Nikole Killion on Capitol Hill.